Grand Admiral Zex Talon of the Dravian Empire stood on the command deck of the Worldbreaker, his flagship, and the mightiest vessel in an armada that had conquered 13,000 worlds across 3 galactic arms. His scaled skin reflected the holographic displays, showing a small, blue-green planet hanging in the void. Earth, he pronounced the word with a particular inflection his species used to denote insignificant obstacles. Third planet of an unremarkable yellow star. Yes, Grand Admiral confirmed his second-in-command, Sub-Commander Vril. Initial scans indicate a Type II civilization, primitive fusion technology, limited interplanetary colonization, no faster than light capabilities, standard resistance profile. The Dravian Empire's expansion was methodical and absolute. For 6 millennia, they had spread across the galaxy, incorporating worlds into their dominion through either subjugation or eradication. The process was now routine. Arrive, demonstrate overwhelming force, accept surrender, or reduce population centers to ash. Curious, Zex Talon mused, scratching the ceremonial scars that marked his successful campaigns. Our long-range sensors detected artificial signals from this system for centuries, yet they've progressed remarkably slowly. One would expect a Type III civilization by now. Perhaps they lack ambition, Admiral, suggested Vril. Many species reach technological plateaus. Zex Talon made a dismissive gesture. Deploy the standard intimidation formation. Let's not waste resources on this backwater. 5,000 warships, each capable of sterilizing a planet's surface, arranged themselves in the traditional Dravian conquest pattern around Earth. It was excessive force for such a primitive world, but the Empire had found that overwhelming displays prevented hopeless resistance. "We're receiving a transmission," announced the communications officer. "Audio only, originating from their primary governing body. Let us hear these humans before they become subjects," Zex Talon said, settling into his command throne. The voice that filled the bridge was calm, feminine, and utterly unintimidated. "Attention, Dravian vessels. This is Secretary General Chen of the United Earth Government. Your presence in our solar system is unwelcome. You have one warning: stay away from Earth. Retreat beyond Neptune's orbit immediately. This is not negotiable." Stunned silence fell across the bridge, followed by ripples of amusement among the officers. Never in the Empire's history had a Type II civilization responded with such audacity. "Fascinating," Zex Talon finally said. "They either don't understand their situation or be trailed off," a nagging concern forming in his tactical mind. "Scan for hidden defenses." Thoroughly. Minutes passed as the Armada's sensors probed the Earth system. "No significant military assets detected," reported the tactical officer. "Primitive orbital platforms, a small fleet of interplanetary vessels, minimal weapons technology. Nothing that could threaten even our smallest scout ships." Zex Talon's unease persisted. In 6,000 years of conquest, no species had ever bluffed when facing a Dravian armada. "Send the standard ultimatum," he ordered. "One planetary rotation to surrender or face preliminary bombardment." The message was transmitted. Earth's response was immediate and unchanged. Stay away from Earth. Retreat beyond Neptune's orbit. Final warning. Something was wrong. Zex Talon had conquered civilizations far more advanced than Earth, and all had either offered surrender terms or launched desperate attacks. None had simply repeated a warning, as if the outcome was certain. "Launch a single destroyer toward their moon," he commanded. "Military targets only. Let's see how they respond to a demonstration." The destroyer, a vessel capable of reducing continents to molten slag, broke formation and accelerated toward Earth's satellite. It never arrived. Halfway to its target, the destroyer simply disappeared. No explosion, no debris, no distress signal. One moment it existed, the next it did not. What happened? Zex Talon demanded, rising from his throne. Unknown, Admiral, the tactical officer replied, voice tight with confusion. No energy signatures detected. No weapons fired from Earth or their orbital platforms. The destroyer is gone. Launch a squadron, Zex Talon ordered. Full defensive protocols. 12 destroyers move forward in combat formation, shields at maximum. They vanished simultaneously at precisely the same distance from Earth as the first vessel. A cold feeling settled into Zex Talon's primary heart. In 6 millennia of imperial expansion, the Dravians had encountered many technologies, many defenses, many disparate last stands. But never this never-complete nullification without apparent effort.
"We're receiving another transmission," the communications officer announced. "Visual this time." Secretary General Chen appeared on the main display, a small, silver-haired human female whose calm expression conveyed neither fear nor anger. "Grand Admiral," she addressed him by his title, confirming that the humans had studied the Dravians before their arrival. "Your vessels have been relocated, not destroyed. Your crews are unharmed. They now orbit a star approximately 3,000 light-years from this location." Zex Talon felt his scales tighten against his body, an instinctive response to existential threat that he hadn't experienced since his youth. "Impossible," he whispered. No known technology could transport matter such distances instantaneously. "We understand your confusion," Chen continued. "Earth appears primitive by conventional metrics, and in many ways, we are. We chose a different path from most civilizations. Rather than expanding outward, we expanded inward." "Explain," Zex Talon demanded, tactical mind racing to comprehend the threat level. 2 centuries ago, humanity discovered that consciousness itself is a fundamental force of the universe like gravity or electromagnetism. We developed technologies that leverage consciousness rather than conventional physics. Your sensors can't detect them because they operate on principles your science doesn't recognize. As if to demonstrate, every 10th ship in the Dravian Armada vanished simultaneously. "They've been relocated near your homeworld," Chen explained. "Consider it a courtesy to your emperor. They will confirm our capabilities." The remaining Dravian officers looked to Zex Talon in horror. 500 ships, including 3 dreadnoughts, gone in an instant. "What do you want?" the Grand Admiral asked, experiencing an unfamiliar sensation, negotiating from weakness. "Nothing from you," Chen replied simply. "We have no interest in conquest, subjugation, or even cultural exchange with empires that communicate through intimidation. Our civilization has chosen to develop in isolation until the galaxy produces societies worthy of meaningful interaction." "Then why not destroy us?" Zex Talon asked. 6,000 years of imperial history had taught him that power unused was opportunity wasted. Chen's expression softened slightly. "Because that's not who we are, Admiral. Despite appearances, we're not a warrior culture. We simply wish to be left alone on our small blue world to continue our journey inward. Your crews will be returned to you once you've withdrawn beyond Neptune's orbit." The transmission ended, leaving the Grand Admiral facing a choice no Dravian commander had made in 6 millennia. 3 hours later, the remaining Dravian ships accelerated away from Earth, beyond the orbit of Neptune. True to their word, the humans returned the missing vessels, which materialized alongside the retreating armada. In his private quarters, Zex Talon composed his report to the Emperor. For the first time in imperial history, he would recommend that a world be designated with the rarest of classifications, sovereign inviolate, a world to be given absolute birth, not because of political agreement, but because interaction presented existential risk to the empire itself. His final words in the report were ones no Dravian had written before. "They warned us once. We should consider ourselves fortunate they were not speaking metaphorically."